The history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Beef, this video has been recommended a few times, and I don't know why I haven't watched it before, but here it is.
The day is April 15th, 2012, and this guy, Nizar Sarhan, has just been challenged to a duel. A few moments prior, he had just been crowned a two-time YCS champion, winning YCS Dallas 2011 and now the second edition of the tournament in 2012. He literally has the trophy next to him.
What a flex to have the trophy there while you're playing.
As a kicker, he had just completed the perfect YCS, an absolute rarity in Yu-Gi-Oh! 16 wins,
0 losses?
0 losses.
Wow.
Who is stupid enough to challenge this guy?
I mean, I would challenge him, right? I want to see how good he is, right? I want to experience
Blake,
it.
the Lotus McCrary is, apparently. He just got his first Top Cut appearance at this very tournament in Dallas. However, prior to this tournament, the Lotus is what many top players would call a scrub of a rando. In fact, 2 weeks ago, Blake had no idea what Nizar Sarhan, the YCS champion, even looked like.
Interesting.
I've obviously been running Samurai since they first come out, and when the YCS Dallas happened for the first time, I was like, man, I'm about to take this and I'm about to get my name on the map. I wanted to be known as like the best Samurai player in the United States. That was my goal.
Okay.
I fell short. I was salty about it. I heard this guy named Nizar won. I didn't know who he was, but I mean, it didn't really matter to me. I was like, man, good for him, he won. Coming in this year at Cali, I hear a little bit talk about Nizar. Oh, he might take Long Beach. I get to Cali, it's Friday night, we're all testing in I think it's the Sheraton or whatever hotel it was at. And I'm with my friend looking for somebody to play with, and they're like, this guy looking at me like malice intent. I'm like, who is this guy looking at me like that, DJ?
Malice intent.
He's like, oh, that's just Nizar. He looks at everybody like that. And so I'm thinking like it's more of a, hey, you look like a decent duelist. Let's play like some Yu-Gi-Oh type stuff, right? I go over and ask him, hey, Nizar, you want to play? And then like he gives me kind of this smug look, and he kind of blows me off. And so I'm like, all right, I guess you don't want to play, so I'll leave.
So, chat, is this guy Lizar like an asshole or what? It kinda like the video is kinda making it sound like that, but I don't know him, obviously. I don't know, right? The video is making it sound like he's like I don't know, like Chaz Princeton's first season, the first half of the first season, like that. I think like a Leffen, interesting, like Leffen from Smash. That's just a top player elitist culture. Oh, he's an elitist. He kinda is, but he's a good guy. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I understand now.
2 days, it was kind of like this quiet storm between us. Every time he would pass by, there was like, bluntly, he was an asshole.
Okay, so cool. That's
like,
exact word.
Well, I guess I don't want any problems with this dude, so I left it alone.
This is how Nizar sees Blake. It's a waste of time. No notability. If he doesn't know who I am, why do I care? And hey, maybe the duel really was a waste of his time. I mean, Brian just did the equivalent of challenging Kyrie Irving to a game of pickups. The incident at the Sheraton was one thing you could put down and forget.
Wait, hold on. What is the name of the player, the challenger here, the Six Samurai player? Okay, well, they wouldn't mention it again.
But Brian thinks he deserves a game.
Okay, Brian seems like an anime protagonist, honestly. I love that. He seems like a shonen protagonist. I love that. We love to see that. They really seem like main character and rival type shit. Yes. If you shuffle like that, you need to stop. That's just waste time. Oh, yeah, we saw a video about it. True.
Versus Nizar.
Now we get to 2 weeks later in Dallas, and this is obviously the same Nizar that won Dallas last year. My friends are like, hey, Blake, you gotta, like, this is your chance. So like, you're running Sams, obviously you got something to protect, so you need to show the world why you're a good Sam player. And I'm like, all right. And my goal at the end of the day, was to get to day 2. But then I did that. Surprisingly, I ended up 6th place going in day 2. And I had my goal. I was like, I want to play Nizar in the finals, and I want to beat him. Like, that was my goal. Not because
Blake.
I
don't know why.
Because I felt like Blake was the man, and like that was the guy to beat, kind of like Billy Brake, right? So afterwards, after the event, we see Nazar getting his profile and stuff, and he's walking around with his clique.
His
and he has his
clique.
trophy
Oh
in
my
his
god,
hand,
the
and my
Yu-Gi-Oh
friend
clique,
John
chat.
comes up, and he asks me, he's like, hey, I'm looking for trouble. I want to play somebody for money. I want to play somebody good. So I happen to see Nazar come by, and I'm like, why don't you play Nazar for money? And so he calls him out. He's like, hey, Nazar, like, you want to play for 20? Why the heck would you want to play me? He was like, you think you're better than me? You think you beat me?
That is so funny. Oh my god, dude. That's an anime character right there. That is so funny. You think you're better than me? That's so funny. Dude, I want to compete against you. That's cool, right? I want to see it, right? I like the game. You like the game. I want to play. The game is fun. Oh my god. This is what we call a money match. Are money match common in the Yu-Gi-Oh community? I haven't heard that much of it. You should play in a YCS. I will one day. Don't worry. You should play Cyberdown. Yeah, I will. Don't worry. I will. When the opportunity comes, I will. Don't worry. The thing is, like, there has to be one in my country because I cannot go out, right? But I know there was a tournament here in Lima, right? So I will participate in something like that. Yeah.
Me, he's telling to like go away.
Not anymore. Oh, it's not a common occurrence anymore. Okay.
Like, you just want the title. Oh, you beat the champion. And my friend John, he was about to explain himself. He was like, no, I really want to. And then in the middle of that, Nazar just like turned around real quick and then walked off. Like, and his friends turned around simultaneously.
YCS in South America.
Like, some stuff you see in the movies. I'm like. And they just walked out. They didn't say anything. He's like, I don't have time for this. And he just turned around. I'm like, more so
that is so cringe.
Saying,
that is
hey,
so cringe.
I want to defend John because that was obviously disrespectful. Like, I was driven because I was tired of people letting this happen. Like, his behavior is only his behavior because people constantly allow it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, Nazar wants to decline the duel. In fact, he has every right to. He has nothing personal with Blake McCrary. He can just say no and leave. Nazar has so much more to lose here than McCrary. Back in 2011, Nazar at age 16 has had cheating allegations.
That's my god.
At YCS Dallas 2011, Nazar's first top cut appearance.
Dude, look at his hat.
At YCS
right?
Dallas,
he's like, why'd you wear that like that? That is so funny. He's like whole like in character. I love it. This is so funny.
People saw that he didn't take some of his wins seriously, and that he was doing some things like playing with Konami sleeves rather than the one you buy at locals, even though you were forced to sleeve your deck in Konami sleeves when you get into Top Cut, and like his deck list didn't make sense to the vast majority of players, even though it was really far ahead of its time. Let's just call them bogus claims. So winning his second YCS was there to disprove that. But young Nazar, under the pressure where you go 16-0, declining is almost like losing at that point.
Interesting. A recent one happened between a Yu-Gi-Oh player and a Pokemon player trying to prove which game is more difficult. Apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. I don't think there is a way to set that. If you, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you go to a Pokemon player and it's like, your game is so easy that I'm gonna beat you in your game, right? And if someone wins in both games, it's like, oof, right? You prove that you're the better player, not that one game is harder than the other one necessarily. Yeah.
He accepts the duel.
I don't play for me. You don't come to my fucking city and you don't disrespect my friends.
Oh,
you don't do that shit.
interesting.
If you don't want to
He's fighting for his friends.
I said, no, if you don't want to play them, you don't have to act like you ain't gonna
I said no, he said why?
But it doesn't matter.
Important context. So there's a card that's called Gateway of the Six.
Okay.
Every time a samurai monster is summoned, it gains 2 Bushido counters. You can pay 4 Bushido counters to...
This is a whole anime episode, right?
And when you summon back a samurai monster with its own effect, it gets back its 2 counters, in this own self-perpetuating loop. This allows for a near infinite resurrecting army of samurai monsters, and it was so powerful that it got limited to 1 copy per deck.
Uh-huh.
Blake McCrary has just unsleeved the best card in his deck.
With what purpose?
Well, this is on camera, so Nazar, if you lose,
You don't look like a fool. Why did only lost of the week?
huh?
It would be his only loss of the week.
It would be his own.
16 to 0. Now it's
Nazar
16
wins-
to 1.
Nazar wins
16
the
and
dice
1.
roll. Blake wins the dice roll.
The game starts off with Blake drawing a 7th card for turn. Immediately after, Nazar drops the banger.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Come on, you only gave you G? Blake, you know that's
It's on his camera.
He does put the card he drew, a keys on, back to the top of the deck. And then he sets 5. But for years afterwards, this moment would undergo a lot of scrutiny. Because Blake knows he's gonna top deck a monster. Many say that's the reason he sets 5 cards instead of 4. Since he set 5, if he were to theoretically draw something like a Shien Smoke Signal or any other useful spell in his deck, he wouldn't be able to activate it. Instead, he gets to make 5 trap cards live and ready to go. Maybe it was just a mistake or a subconscious play, and it's really hard to quantify the malicious intent of the situation. But technicalities aside, back to the grudge match.
I like how this is filmed. Like, I feel like I'm watching something special, you
only loss
know?
of the whole weekend. I repeat, only loss of the whole weekend. There go his trophy.
So Blake proceeds to have a trap card for every single normal summon of Nazar's Dino Rabbit deck. He has Solemns, Fiendish Chain, and then lastly, as Nazar is actually able to resolve a Rescue Rabbit for 2 Saber Sorai. Don't judge my English. El Classico. Blake tops, being given 2 attacks here for lethal damage. He searches Hand of the 6 Samurai with Smoke Signal. And then using 6 Samurai United to draw only a single card.
Let's go. Let's go. Let him go.
Wait.
No way.
Just see what he said. Oh.
Hager goes, oh.
I want my spot back though.
Let that nigga think
Like damn.
Got your Let's go.
Wow.
In game 2, Nazar gets to start with the Rabbit, getting out his Cabazols and summoning Evil Zarlagia, a 2400 attack walking Solemn Judgment. You can see why this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was called Dino Rabbit. Lagia effectively skips the turn of Blake. Going back to Nazar, he doesn't commit anything more to the field, and it's right back to Blake. I guess he'll take that opportunity.
Mad good at Yu-Gi-Oh!
Trisha
Dino Rabbit, I need it. Is the rabbit banned right now? No, it's not banned, right? Is it banned? I don't remember.
This is Blake the Lotus. He said vaccine was vaccine.
I like that, Blake.
No? Is it a cat that is banned? It's a tree. Wait, really? I guess it was power creep, right?
Lotus? Sure does say the Lotus.
It's someone vanilla. Yeah, but it helps you like
Now,
link someone,
Blake
right?
assembles a board of legendary 6 Samurai Shien and Naturia Beast, effectively shutting down all spells and traps of
It is a
Nazar.
tree. Wow. Okay.
Nazar is finally able to resolve a normal summon and make Wind Up Zen Mains, a card that will buy him another turn into this field. Nazar lives and then resolves another tour guide to get him Levier the Sea Dragon.
Yeah. I know.
which summons back his
I'm talking
banished
now.
Rescue
Yeah.
Rabbit, makes Utopia, which then protects
Or
his
you kill the
Levier
card. Yeah,
and
that makes
his
sense.
life points.
I guess there are
Nazar
better
has
ways to do it.
stabilized. On the follow-up turn, Nazar regains control of the game with Utopia Ray, which then clears Shien. Lastly, Blake swings with Naturia Beast.
Mirror Force.
There's 700. Again.
Nazar takes game 2.
Nice.
We've got game 3.
It's so hype.
Shien, set 3 go from McCrary. we've got normal summon Grand Mole. In the battle phase, the Grand Mole is met with the Phoenix Chain, then Mystical Space Typhoon from Nazar, which baits out Shi-En's Spell Negate. In main 2, Nazar nearly clears with Dark Hole, but there's a set Solemn Judgment. And with no way to
No
get
Judgment,
rid of
same
the
result?
Shi-En, Blake is in full control
What do you mean? What is
of
this?
Judgment.
When you put an activate spell card on monster, wait, I cannot see
And
it.
with
Wait,
no
you-
way Dark Hole, but there's a set Solemn Judgment.
When your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect that destroys card while you control a 6 samurai. Ah, okay. I was like, wait, what? It's because of that condition. Okay, cool.
And with no way to get rid of the Shi-En, Blake is in full control with the tempo. And Nazar has to find an answer, and fast. Blake is hammering away at life points. To respond, all Nazar got is a 1900 beat stick. It swings over the keys on, I guess, and he passes. Here comes another baseball bat swing with a 3000 attack Shi-En. Nazar even gets a chance to get in for Gore's the Emissary of Darkness. That doesn't matter.
Everybody give it up for Gordon's mama's ass. Everybody give it up.
Wait, did he actually win?
After a 6
Oh,
Sam
okay, not
United,
yet.
a Samurai Monster, and an Asceticism.
Scoop.
Oh,
Right, baby, let's go.
oh, Blake won for his friends. Anime protagonist.
No matter
Oh,
how
they
big
shook
of an
hands.
upset
That's
you just
crazy.
pulled
I
off,
wasn't expecting it.
respect the sportsmanship at the end.
I wasn't
This
expecting it.
match
I was
would
expecting
light
like a
up.
crash out there.
It's literally an anime moment in real life. Blake wanted a duel, and he fought back the most on-fire player in the game. Joey Wheeler just took on Merrick and won. This match would invalidate the perfect YCS to many people, and Nazar would have the cheating allegations follow him for many more years, and eventually he would just fade away from the game. But Blake had finally restored his honor. He said he would put his city
Suspension
on
for arguing.
the game. But
After a suspension for arguing with tournament officials. Ooh.
Blake had finally restored his honor. He said he would put his city on his back, and he delivered under pressure, surrounded by many of the best players in the game. However, when some people fight for
Bro
their
beat him
honor,
after taking the
other
gateway out
people
in front of
think
him.
that someone needs to get put in their place. This is Kevin Silva. He just won ARG St. Louis in
Wait, what?
2014. I don't know. For Kevin, it's a pretty big achievement. Let's see what he has to say.
I bet Jeff Jones is so mad that I won. Oh yeah, you too. I'll be the one to say it on here. I'll play Jeff Jones for any amount of money, up to 500. But I know he won't play because he's so cocky.
Oh, okay. So he has just decided to play a guy named Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones seems like a very unassuming name. Let's see, how
I
many tops
wonder.
do you have?
Oh, look at that.
Jeff Jones won SJC Edison in 2010. The last ever Shonen
So
Jump
wait, this is a
championship.
completely different thing, right? It has nothing to do with the previous one, right? We're watching like something completely different, right? Okay.
There are a few alternate ways to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And in 2024, by far the most
Interesting.
popular alternate
So there's
format
two
is
different
called
videos in this.
Edison format. It's the format of the tournament that Jeff Jones won. Oh shit, it's Jeff Jones.
Okay, yeah, we'll play $500.
$500.
You can talk shit to my face. Alright? And I'll play that shit. So Tennessee, beating this motherfucker's ass for $500. You better sure you bring that shit.
Like, I know we all love a good story where a stupid person gets shut up. This is going to be a story where a stupid person gets shut up. Word flies around the Yu-Gi-Oh! Space. The next big event, ARG Nashville, is going to be a movie. It's $500 between Jeff Jones, the GOAT, and the cocky Kevin Silva. The community hears all about it. It's some kid who's about to challenge one of the faces of Yu-Gi-Oh! Mount Rushmore. However,
Yu-Gi-Oh! Mount
ARG's
Rushmore is
tournament management,
wild,
of
dude.
course, gets wind of
Holy.
it. Are they going to shut it down? Is it over? Is authority finally going to get in the way of some cocky kid's challenge? No! Instead, they turn it into a spectacle.
Wow.
But it's the ARG Nashville charity match. They'll have a
charity
stream
match.
and
That is so
commentary
cool.
from the friends of both duelists. ARG will front the money to the winner's charity of choice. So guys, we have some awesome, pristine coverage from
Yeah, I
ARG
love that. I love that. There should be more of that,
2014.
honestly.
Let's run it.
Who
Now,
is
Jeff
Cookie Kid
is
grown
known
as
for
man?
bringing some fun
They are
decks
both
to
grown
events.
as man. What are you talking
During
about?
this format, the idea of the best
Man.
deck was something along the lines of Fire Fist, Mermail, and whatever was left of the Dragon Rulers. But for this charity match, Jeff has brought Harpies. It's not the best deck, it's not necessarily the worst, but it's brutally simple with just summon Harpies,
I've never seen this
make
card.
rank
Looks
4s,
interesting.
and I guess set a couple trap
Chidori?
cards. But this is just Jeff Jones' style. And it's honestly a power play for Jeff.
Wait, real
Knowing
Doom
how
disc?
Nazar had
yeah,
so
we need to summon
much to
real
lose
monster.
back in his previous match, in this match, it makes a lot of sense to play a dumb deck. If some young underdog no-namer like Kevin Silva takes down a god of the game,
Oh wait,
it
actually
would be
he looks
pretty
really young.
embarrassing. But not if he's trolling
Actually, I don't know.
the
I don't know
grudge
what's his
match.
age, but
Jeff
he looks
Jones
really
has
young.
somehow flipped the script of a grudge match before it's even begun.
Mean montage time. What am I looking at? I know it's a kid. It's a kid. Oh. Well. What am I looking at? What is this? Wait, but yeah, at least it wasn't trio. At least it wasn't a trio.
So
You know what? I would
happened
take those, we
after?
take those.
I'm gonna be honest, not much. The grudge match went about as expected. Jeff Jones would continue to be a god of the game, and even more reinforced by winning a best of 5 with a bad deck. The funnier part is that Kevin Silva would fall off the face of the Yu-Gi-Oh planet. He'd stop playing the highest level events and then just fade away. So, however, all the hype and excitement after Kevin Silva and Jeff Jones didn't really translate into any more of these grudge matches. Why? Back from 2004 to
Yeah, what happened?
2014, Yu-Gi-Oh was kind of in its first decade. I sat down with Bowden Temnick, a guy who has been playing the game since he was 11 years old back in 2005. And he says that everyone was just a young, rowdy teenager. The fact of the matter is that the
Now
player
everyone
base
is
had moved
30.
into its 20s. And also newer players were just around more grown-up people. People just realized this kind of thing wasn't worth their time. Petty little arguments over who's better and who's not. You can prove that to yourself by winning tournaments and events. And many other pro players I've talked to agree with this sentiment. It's also generally riskier, as I alluded to play a single match. Winner takes all the reputation style of game. We're older, and as humans, the reason we formed civilization is that we said fighting is bad. Also, the internet just became, like, more realistic. Less often things happen in person. Having a beef is
True,
just
nothing happens.
whatever, really. People would just act different online and fail to bring it in person. With that being said,
Oh, there's more.
The date is April 21st,
Oh
2024.
my
At a
god.
brewery
I'm so
in
hyped
Raleigh,
now.
North Carolina, the main event after the main event is about to begin. There's a gathering around a little table.
Oh, this
There's
looks so
40 of like Yu-Gi-Oh's best players surrounding a small bar stool. 2 players have set up mats and are staring each other down. There are even people in the rafters getting a bird's eye view. Well, what's the hype about? On the left of this tiny little table is Hani Jawari. Hani can only be described as someone who is hyper competitive. He doesn't take BS from anybody, and he will play anyone at any time.
We love
In
that.
addition,
We love
he's a
that.
3-time YCS champion, winning the most difficult YCS at Pasadena 2022 with tier limits. He's one of the most established
You
players
know,
in Yu-Gi-Oh!
like, someone
and
there? That's
Let's
cool.
just say he's got an ego to defend. Opposing him is an up-and-coming Yu-Gi-Oh! Player
With the
named
hard
Sean Pittman.
shirt.
In the past,
Oh, send
the
it.
most established players in
Send it to
Yu-Gi-Oh!
him.
And let's just say he's got an ego to defend.
He's famous.
Opposing him is an up-and-coming Yu-Gi-Oh! Player named Sean
Hey,
Pittman.
he's in the middle. He's
In
like
the
a
past
judge.
year, Pittman had
Or
been
what?
grinding online Yu-Gi-Oh! And he has translated that online notoriety into winning multiple different regionals. But the one thing with Sean is that even though he has all of this insane regional success, he hasn't been able to convert it into a single YCS top. And so the beat begins with Sean Pittman playing an online team battle against Hani Jawari and a group of his students. And Sean's team manages to reverse sweep the team battle with a Rescue Ace deck. At the time was considered a bad deck. The next day, Sean Pittman is in a group chat looking for some practice duels with some stakes involved, where he gets told that one of Hani's students is looking for a duel. Seeing how he played against Hani, a little bit of banter comes through. One of Hani's students, free bread. This gets leaked to Hani.
Oh no.
Let's get to yapping, ladies and gentlemen.
Oof. This is like pro wrestling.
So, it's gonna go down.
Pure beef.
Pittman versus Hani and Raleigh. One last hurrah for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Grudge match. After a slew of hand traps, game 1 just goes to Hani. It's hard to mess up a game when you've got pocket aces. In game 2, Hani's hand is simply weak, and despite his 2 hand traps, Pittman plays his cards correctly to win and bring out game 3. In game 3, Hani again starts off weak. His hand can't play through a single effect veiler reasonably, ending on IP and Flambers, with Sean Pittman's hand being absolutely disgusting. So Pittman goes into the battle phase and summons out Druisworm. This will prevent IP from being able to link summon, which then stops Flambers from triggering, cutting off Hani from any and all plays next turn.
What did I just read? If this video was my Gagarin, there will be a murder case involved, probably. That's wild. That's a wild statement. I'm sure you can back it up, but I don't want to know.
However, even then, he leads off suboptimally. He banishes Hani's Diabell Star from the graveyard, which is a play that easily could have punished by a set wanted, adding the Witch back from the graveyard, which would prevent the Druisworm from summoning, and people around the table already get to talking. Afterwards, Pittman goes into a Dark Charmer and then uses Tactics to take, stealing one of Hani's Flamberges. But critically, he does not use the effect of Hani's IP Masquerena out of his graveyard, which would have effectively locked up the match instantly, allowing him to make infinite plays out of his extra deck. He makes Hida instead, which takes the Snake Eye Ash, which walks right into Hani's Called by the Grave.
No.
Another misstep from Pittman, but this game isn't over. Pittman has one last push with his Snake Eyes Oak in his hand, which eats a Nibiru from Hani Jawari. Sean Pittman just extends the handshake out of embarrassment. Too many mistakes in too little time. The pressure of being around all the top players in the game just got to Pittman. That's all you can really say. But the craziest part is that the game was far from over. Hani had no playable cards remaining in his hand, and his next top deck was a Solemn Judgment. Both players would be fighting with sticks and stones, and Hani was not out of the woods yet. In retrospect, the match itself felt extremely old school. We have a player who's grinding through Yu-Gi-Oh, trying to make a name for himself, but just hasn't gotten there yet.
He will get there. He will
the
get
best
there.
in the game. It's a Nazar and a Blake McCrary, or a Silva and Jeff Jones. Players who want to punch up and make a name for themselves in the community. But at the end of the day, fame doesn't really matter. I sat down with a bunch of top players and asked them the question, what does it mean to play for pride, and is it worth it? Overwhelmingly, I got the reply back, it simply isn't. One player said that anyone can lose in Yu-Gi-Oh! And just because you beat someone once or twice doesn't prove anything. At the end of the day, we kind of got to ask, what do competitive players even play Yu-Gi-Oh! For? We don't get scholarships, the $10,000 prize cards, or the comically large
for fun, right, Chad?
We all play it because we think it's the best card game, and we think it's the best way we can prove to ourselves that we are truly good at something. Beefs more so drag down the community rather than uplift it at the end of the day. It gives people a negative view of others. For Nazar, he thought he had beat the cheating allegations with his second YCS win, but immediately after, he had the forums going for his throat again. Kevin Silva basically vanished from Yu-Gi-Oh! After losing to Jeff Jones in the year that followed. Sean Pittman likely won't be the same. He's established enough, but it really hurts the character of the game. So enjoy the hype
I'm
and
rooting for
stay out of
him.
the beef. Remember, guys, we're playing a children's card game. Thanks for watching.
Children's card game, such a funny thing to say.
Shout out to all the professional players I had the chance to sit down and talk to. The answering of Facebook messages and all the like.
Facebook
Y'all know who
messages.
you are. And as always, shout out to the Patreon. Sorry for the lack of uploads lately. Creative motivation is pretty hard when you yourself are traveling for card games. Anyways,
Nice.
peace.
Good video, really good video. I really liked it. I especially like the first one, right? The Blake versus Nizar. That was so cool. That was my favorite one. I honestly, it really feels like anime. Like you cannot script it. Like if it wasn't for Blake's mistake at the start, where he drew like an extra card and he knew that, it would be like completely 100% clean, right? But like, it's still a really cool story either way.